Luigi Mangione appeared in court today for a pivotal hearing where a judge ruled what items can and cannot be used as evidence in his upcoming state murder trial. Mangione is accused of killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City in 2024. The split ruling by the judge found some evidence was lawfully obtained, but some of the items found in his backpack and some of the comments Mangione made to police cannot be used at his trial. The judge cited a, quote, improper warrantless search. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman was inside the courtroom and joins us now. So what evidence did the judge say will be allowed and what won't be?
Well, Lindsay, two of the key pieces of evidence that will be allowed in are this 3D printed gun that was found in Mangione's backpack and his notebook, which contained writings. For example, one of them said, "So let's say you want to rebel against the deadly greed-fueled health insurance cartel," and then continues, "What do? You whack the CEO at the annual parasitic bean counter convention." So these writings are very significant that this will go before the jury. Some things are being kept out, though. Basically, there was a search that happened when he was arrested at this McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. The judge says that was improper. So some things that were taken out then, a gun magazine, passport, a wallet, a cell phone, and a computer chip, those will not be allowed in.
Why was that improper?
Because basically they were doing the search. There's an analysis where was the backpack, for example, within reach of Mangione? Was there a real safety concern there? Could he have grabbed this bag and grabbed out a gun if they were worried about it? So looking at this footage, we saw this body cam footage from every angle, Lindsay, back in December. The backpack was placed pretty far away from Mangione, and regarding safety concerns, just from watching the scene play out, the judge felt that that was just not proper reasoning in that moment.
So it's a question also of whether, what is being in custody?
Yes, exactly. What is being in custody? Are you being interrogated? And that comes into play with the statements, too, because the judge goes through the timeline and says, before 9:47 a.m., he was not in custody. Those statements can come in. And for example, at the beginning, he's sort of sitting casually talking to a few officers, and the judge says he could have felt like he was free to leave. A reasonable person wouldn't have felt trapped there. But then he said it changes when suddenly the McDonald's was flooded with police officers. There were 8 or more, and he said at that point there was a lack of freedom of movement for Mangione. And so some statements are suppressed and some are not, depending on how he analyzed the moment.
At the point he was surrounded with officers, had he been read his Miranda rights?
For part of the time, no.
Okay. How does this differ with the federal case and what will be admissible?
So in the federal case, she's allowing all of it in. She did a much quicker analysis, Lindsay. We didn't have this long hearing, and she said everything can come in at trial. In this case, the judge used New York law. That was also important. He was arrested in Pennsylvania, but the judge said this is a case that took place in New York. It's being tried in New York. New York law is paramount here. And he did this sort of split analysis. Some of it will go in at trial. Some of it will stay out. So
remind me, which is first, state or federal?
State trial is happening in September 1st.
Be here before you know it. Katrina Kaufman, thank you.
Thank you.